Welcome. How you guys doing? It is Tuesday, right around lunchtime where I'm at. Hope you guys are off to a wonderful Tuesday. For some reason, I keep thinking it's Wednesday today. And that's because I normally don't stream on Monday, but I switched my schedule around and went from Sunday to Monday. So now I think I'm a day ahead. Well, you know what cures that? Coffee. Yes, I got the Nespresso. I've got the hazelnut Nespresso pod with the, yes, Coffee Crisp creamer. Really good, but probably only available in Canada. How was your Halloween? Do you have the Halloween hangover? Do you have the sugar rush hangover and eating all those leftover candies or candies from the kids? We had about, not many because we're rural Alberta, so we don't get a ton of kids out here. But I've heard of people in Edmonton that had between 500 and 700 kids. And that's a lot of candy you got to stock up on. So welcome everyone again. I hope your Halloween evening went well. Just sat and watched some Prime TV and waited for a few kids to show up and kind of got ready for today's stream. So again, if you haven't been to this channel before, if you are new, again, hi, I'm Laptop Hound. I've been playing OOTP baseball since version 10. Yeah, that's a long time ago. Addicted to the franchise mode for many, many years. Probably 90% of that time was playing historical games or fictional games. I didn't really play kind of the modern games. And then 2019, a whole new world came. Well, I guess maybe not 2019, but OOTP 19, which would have come out probably in 2018. Yeah, April of 2018, whole new world. And yes, I am sporting today. Today is the dark green Athletics, the A's. Got to give the A's some love. The Moneyball team, the team that, you know, the little engine that could, and consistently for many years, they put together a very inexpensive roster and somehow always seem to be competitive. And if you haven't seen Moneyball, go check it out. Really good movie about assembling a small ball kind of team the right way. So again, playing since OOTP 10, came across Perfect Team, and remember in OOTP 19 that didn't come out until almost towards the end of the year, the Perfect Team version. And then of course OOTP 20 and 21 and 22 and so on. And yeah, it's just been a fantastic game to play. And I have put a little bit of money in previous versions, buying perfect points. But this year so far, I've only been free to play and earning packs through tournaments, through my missions, and those kind of things. So yeah, if you're new to the channel and you love baseball or simulation baseball, or even simulation football or simulation hockey, whatever it might be, OOTP 23 is the game you might want to get into. And probably they'll have their next sale. I'm thinking Black Friday. So towards the end of the month, we'll probably see another big OOTP sale. So if you want to hang on till then and get it for half price or 60% off, I know previous versions, once we get into January, I think the game is like 80% off or something like that. They really knock it down just before the release of the new one. So again, guys, if you are here, maybe just someone give me a quick chat. Can you hear me? Is the audio okay? Is the video okay? Is the music at a good level? Because again, I don't want to bleed your ears by being too loud in one type of audio or another. All right, we have, again, just always like to give a little update for the new people. I'm a YouTuber, kind of converted over to Twitch. Thanks, Cub fan. Thanks guys. Thanks for the notification. If you want to try and get more free packs, build an iron team, build a bronze team. You can do that for under probably 2,000 perfect points. Really easy. You probably have a lot of the cards already. Build a team and participate in the tournaments. You can do 3 at any given time. And that's how you can earn packs to try and get that Babe Ruth or other cards. On YouTube, I've put together again some tutorials on how you can build a team. You don't have to use the exact cards I show in the tutorial, but these tutorials again is where the Gym Unknown Blue Jays originated. When I created these videos, I created my second team, the Blue Jays, and they're in Diamond right now. They've pushed up the rankings pretty far, and we'll take a look at them later. So again, on YouTube, check it out. Laptop Hound is the name there. So if you just go to YouTube and type in Laptop Hound or Simulation Gaming Laptop Hound, it should pop up. Or I'm trying to use Nightbot on here. It will pop up at some time during the stream. Still finding out the little nuances of Twitch, getting a little better every day. Also, if you are not in the game, today I'm going to sim a little bit later up until the amateur draft. And then between now and Thursday's stream, I am going to input those of you that want to get in the game. So if you do want to do that, you still have a chance. Let me just go and find the link there that you need. And one more time, I will put the link down in chat and you can fill out the Google form. Doesn't take you very long. Already got, I think 10 on top of the 11 I already have. So we're going to have between 20 and 30 of you guys in the game, having a hopefully productive career. Going to be kind of cool to follow. Again, that's what makes OOTP interesting for me, is putting myself in the game or creating players, in this case, you guys that get into the game. So thanks to those of you that filled it out yesterday. And if you want to fill it out, yeah, last chance to do it today, because I will be working on the creation over the next couple days. Also in the news, well, my download speed is good. Again, I am rural Alberta, so kind of curious how this compares to yours. I'm sure in the city, your upload and download speed is much better. But in rural areas, it can be a struggle at times. And this is the Starlink satellite, which I got about a year ago up here in Canada. And I know a lot of people are on waiting lists and it's not available in some areas of the world. But it's been much better than that 56K modem that I used to have back in the 2000s. Because I wouldn't be able to do this. Even probably 3 years ago, I wouldn't be able to do this because my download speed would be probably about 10. And my upload speed would probably be just around 1 to 2. And that was typical for rural Alberta only a couple years ago. So thankfully, Elon Musk bringing out Starlink, and it's allowed me to do things like this and create videos. So that is that. Again, if you're not sure where Alberta is, because maybe you're in Eastern Asia or maybe you're in South Korea, Alberta is almost to the very west coast of Canada. We are in the Rocky Mountains, and we are a very conservative province. We are one of the provinces in Canada that has a conservative right of center government. We don't really have far right or far left in Canada. Most of our political parties are left of center or right of center. And right now, our conservatives are right of center. Overall, though, our federal government is left of center. They are a liberal government with Justin Trudeau. And again, we're nestled in the Rocky Mountains. The Rocky Mountains are more to the south part of Alberta. Once you start getting kind of halfway or above, then you get more into the colder and less mountainous areas. Also, how's your weather? Probably better than the weather here. we are at 1 degree Celsius. Not sure what that converts to. It's probably like, I don't know, what is that? 33 degrees Fahrenheit, 40 degrees Fahrenheit. But we are cold, colder. And as you can see, the forecast for the next few days, we're not getting any warmer. Friday, we get up to 3 degrees, but every other day we are below 0, including snow several of those days. So yeah, once Halloween hits, that's when our temperatures usually drop below 0. Sometimes we get lucky and we have green Christmases. It's about a 30% chance of no snow at Christmas. But we got some this morning. And as you can see, we're expected to get a little bit more. So if you're at 60 degrees Fahrenheit or 70 and you're going, it's cold out there. No, come up to Canada for a while. And what else do I want to talk about? Oh yeah, and I want to thank Gorgo. If Gorgo's on the stream, Gorgo's been helping me out with the Twitch side and stream elements and helping me kind of get my stream set up properly. So thanks so much for Gorgo's help. And again, Gorgo is from, I guess, mid-eastern United States. He is from the Cincinnati area. And to give you an idea how far apart these two streamers are, we probably can't do a live collab together in the same place. Probably not going to work out. Because if Gorgo wanted to come here or I go there, it's a 31-hour car drive. Give or take. Of course, plane ride's going to be a lot quicker, but yeah, that's a fair distance from Edmonton to Finningtown. Oh, Cubs fan, you and your 83 degrees, probably wearing shorts and a tank top shirt. You're probably wearing sandals. You know, probably thinking about going to the beach a little bit later. Disneyland or Disney World, I guess you guys have there. Yeah, I know, like I said yesterday, I've been to New Orleans, I've been to Dallas in the summer when it's like 40 degrees Celsius. And that's why a lot of Canadians, again, they migrate down there over the winter and have summer homes or winter homes, I guess, down there. So yeah, enjoy the weather wherever you are. And I'm not sure if Florida, I know you guys are kind of in that hurricane belt and you just recently had Ian, and I hope, you know, you fared okay with Ian. But typically, does Florida get a lot of rain throughout the entire year? Is it like a coastal thing, East Coast, West Coast, like Vancouver or Seattle, that gets a lot of rain? Or is it very intermittent there? Always curious about Florida and their precipitation. And how about snow? Have you ever had snow in Florida? I know Texas has had snow, so you're kind of similar latitude-wise. Minnesota, 58 Fahrenheit, 14 degrees Celsius. That's almost perfect. I like between 14 and 20 degrees Celsius. I don't like it too hot and definitely not cold. And yeah, you guys are in a much better climate. Plus, you probably got much better internet than we do up here. So again, Gorgo off in Finneytown. I'm in Edmonton. And again, just wanted to give a shout out to him for all the help he's giving me in creating my stream and coming over from YouTube. I still put these videos up on YouTube just in case my YouTube viewers want to check out what's going on with OOTP, because not everyone has Twitch and YouTube. Some just use YouTube, some just use Twitch, and so I want to cross-platform these videos. So Cubs fan, you get flurries once or twice in extreme times. Yeah. Well, we had a little bit of a flurry yesterday. Maybe like an eighth of an inch, not much, but more is on the way. I'm curious, have any of you guys ever been to Canada? Because I talk about Canada like you've never been here, but maybe some of you have visited. Have any of you ever been to Western Canada? Leave a little comment in the chat. I'm curious to know. Maybe some of you have even been to Alberta. Maybe even all the way up to Edmonton. I think we do have some OOTP Edmonton players. I think Frostcrest might be from Edmonton or around the region because a lot of his teams have Edmonton in it. And I'm sure there's a few others. A lot of Canadian OOTP players. Been to Vancouver, Mr. W. Norris. Yeah, it is a beautiful city. A lot of rain. Beautiful. A lot of yachts and sailboats and things like that. A beautiful aquarium in Vancouver. Very expensive though. It is one of the more expensive cities in Canada to live. Probably a regular family type of house in Vancouver, you're looking at 1.5 million Canadian, which is probably about close to 2 million, or no, which would be about 1 million American. So very expensive, even for an apartment. Kind of like New York. New York's really expensive. Vancouver's really expensive. Cubs fan, you want to come up to Canada? Well, it depends on if you do come up, plan accordingly. It depends on what kind of environment you want, because Western Canada completely different from Eastern Canada, just like the States. If you come to Western Canada, Southern Alberta is probably more like your Colorado kind of area. A little higher elevation, snow in the winter time, but very majestic, very beautiful. If you go to kind of central Eastern Canada, Ontario, Quebec. Ontario is very metropolitan, busy, a lot of attractions, a lot of sports teams you can go watch. Quebec, very cultural. You go to Montreal or especially Quebec City, it's like you're in another country. It's almost like you're in Europe if you go to Quebec City. 80% of the people speak French as their first language. And it's very old. It's the oldest city in Canada. Quebec City was founded in 1608, the oldest city. So very cultural. And if you go to the far east coast, to Atlantic Canada, New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, again, it's almost a different dialect than the rest of Canadians speak, especially Newfoundland. You might need to take a translator if you go to Newfoundland because they talk very fast and a very unique dialect, because Newfoundland's an island and they only became part of Canada in the late 1940s. So yeah, we are a multicultural, very diverse country, second biggest country in the world by area, and beautiful place. So it all depends on what you're looking for. If you can only go to one area of Canada, I'd recommend Alberta, BC. You're going to see a lot of beautiful things in Alberta and British Columbia. What else? Wrong. 60s year, wherever the World Fair, I think, was in Montreal. Was it 1976? Maybe? Or 68? Yeah, the World's Fair was in Montreal, either in the late 60s or early 70s. Ottawa is our Washington, D.C. That's our capital of the country, is Ottawa. Beautiful city, yeah. And there are some cities like Hull, which are kind of on the border of Ontario and Quebec. There's a lot here. And I'm kind of curious, in the U.S., are there hidden gems? Are there areas? Because, of course, there's the tourist attractions. California and Dallas and New Orleans and New York. But are there areas of U.S. that are must-sees? Like I drove from Edmonton down to Anaheim about 10 years ago. And going through Washington States, but more so Oregon, beautiful. You know, going through Oregon, a very beautiful. And I didn't know that about Oregon. So that's kind of, for me, would be a hidden gem area to visit. Not so much the big cities, like not Portland or Salem or things, but just the nature of Oregon. All right, gotta have another sip of coffee while I read your comments. BB Donald, Canadians were hugely friendly, wonderful experience. Well, I'm glad, because yeah, we're kind of known for being polite, maybe too polite. We'll get in a fight and we'll say sorry afterwards. You know, beat each other up and, oh, I'm sorry, and feel guilty about it for 2 weeks. Yeah. So I'm glad you had a good experience, but it's like any country. There are pockets, Quebec City, they can come across as being rude because the Francophones have always been marginalized in Canada. And it's the secondary language here. Remember, France colonized Canada first. Jacques Cartier and Samuel de Champlain founded communities in Canada. And then Britain came over and beat them in a war and took over. And so ever since then, even up till today, we've had English-French conflict, language rights, all those kind of things. So we are a bilingual country with French and English as our official languages. But the French, the Francophones, can come across as rude, and almost like when you go to France. I've heard a lot of people say that the French people in France are kind of rude. You get a little bit of that in Quebec City. Not everyone, but it's a different atmosphere. Gorgo, thank you for tuning in again. You missed my intro. Let me go back to that because Gorgo's here. I was talking about and thanking you for all the help you've helped me create different things with stream elements into my stream. And I just kind of mentioned that we will probably never be able to do a in-person stream together. But if you ever want to drive 30 hours, you know, you and the wife pack a couple suitcases and it'll take you 30 hours to get where I am, or the other way around. So yeah, just kind of talked about that to start off the stream, but thanks for tuning in there, Gorgo. And just kind of talking about tourism now, not OOTP baseball, but hey, you're getting free drops. So, and if you're in Europe, yeah, drop something in the chat because I never hear from the European viewers. You know, it's probably late at night over in Europe right now. I kind of feel bad because a lot of things are going on in Europe politically and militarily. And I just want you guys to be able to escape, come into the game, come into the stream, my stream, Gorgo, EVC, Axel, Yuka, Nersha, Tetsuiji, and of course, TJ, who will likely be on tonight to get your OOTP packs. But he said he might be on Wednesday, might be on tomorrow. So kind of watch for that. Lots of streamers out there that can keep you distracted from kind of the real issues going on in the world. And we need that sometimes. We really do. Everyone in Quebec was super nice too. Okay, cool. Bonjour, mon ami. Comment ça va? I can't speak French un peu, little bit, because we take it in school. We have to up until grade 9, and then it's optional. So most Canadians know a little bit of French, but if you want the really good government jobs, you need to know French. You need to be fluent in both. South Dakota is beautiful. Yeah. Of course, you got Mount Rushmore. And I think they're a very conservative Republican state as well. But I've heard, yeah, I was born in Saskatchewan, which is right north of North Dakota. So we'd go into Minot, or we'd go into Montana, Billings, Great Falls, and do some American shopping down there when I was young, but never been to South Dakota. But yeah, thanks. One area I'll eventually have to go to. Only 6 p.m., 6:30? Yeah, I guess they're 8 to 9 hours ahead. I know they're 8 hours ahead in Western Europe from where I am. So it'd be 7:30 in England and France. You've lived 3.5 hours from Canada, never been there, Radman. Oh, guy like you? Never been to Canada? Well, come on. Make it happen. You'll love it here. Plus, your dollar's worth more. So everything's cheaper for you guys. Probably 70%, 30% cheaper. So if you came up and you bought, let's say, a new computer, I don't know if you have to pay duty when you cross the border back into the States, but using your American dollar, you're going to save about 30% at the Costco's or different retail outlets. 5 hours from you, Gorgo? Yeah, you're in that. Yeah, you're in the Eastern time zone there. So You're a little bit closer to Europe than I am. What else do we got? I think that's about it. 30 hours? Yeah. The drive? Yeah. That is a Wayne Gretzky. Wow. It'd have to be 99 for Wayne Gretzky. All right. So let's get into a little bit of the news. Just been jabbering away. You know, part of it's to stream OOTP, but part of it's just to chat with you guys, because you're the community I've been part of for 10 years. Not completely, because Discord didn't exist, but through the website, the OOTP development website, posting things on there. And I've had a lot of fun, you know, getting to know some of you. Radman, Cubs fan, Gorgo, some of you that have been coming to the streams and subscribing. Yeah, it's been a real joy for me to participate in this. And I wonder, what is it about OOTP that has us addicted and memorized? What is it? What is it about this game? Is it just the gameplay? Is it the fantasy aspect? Is it the competition? Is it the community and the people that you meet? What is it about this little independent game that is not your EA or your big franchise game? What is it that keeps us coming back? Gorgo says it's everything. But is it a certain type of human being that just is attached to this game? Like, of course you have to be a baseball fan. That gets you in the front door. After that, for me, it's statistics. I kind of really like statistics. So, yeah. It's the sim. EVC, welcome. It's the sim, yeah. The simulation aspect, that's one of the big things for me that got me addicted, was the simulation and but also the fantasy to live out these players and a new career and see how they do under my managerial skills. So yeah, I've always kind of wondered from other people, what has kept you in the game? This small, independent game that's been able to survive for 23 versions. Getting feedback every 15 to 30 minutes. Yeah. It's because it's the best baseball sim ever. Remember Mogul? That was my first one. Mogul was a fun game. So think about what's kept you in the game, because we have an ad break already and we'll be back in a minute and a half. Welcome back again, sporting the dark green. I love the dark green uniforms. Probably my favorite color of uniform is the dark green one. I prefer that. I'm not a fan of pinstripes. I know a lot of you are. Maybe it's American pastime kind of thing, but I like those unique colors of uniforms, like the powder blue I mentioned before and the dark green of the Athletics. So kind of cool reading your comments here about what keeps you in the game, what keeps you addicted, keeps you motivated, and has you spend hours and hours. Like, and maybe it's an older person kind of thing, because we got EVC and we got Gorgo and we got Radman and we got Cubs fan, and we've got, you know, a lot of you that I've met on my streams are in the older generation. You know, we're 40 or above. And I wonder if the younger generation is, because the world's changed from when we were a kid. A lot of you have mentioned Stratomatic and, you know, getting baseball cards and things like that. That's what we grew up with, to live out our baseball fantasies. But today, young kids have so many other distractions out there. Like what can keep them into a game like OOTP 23? So I'm hoping that the new generation will keep being involved. And hey, welcome, Mr. Audit. Welcome to the stream. I don't know if Mr. Audit is an older user like us, or maybe one of the younger ones, But if he is one of the younger users, then I hope he can bring another crew and keep them playing OOTP, because it is the best simulation game, bar none, bar none. FHM, the fantasy hockey one, is getting better. I can't wait until the hockey one becomes what OOTP is, because I will play the lights out of that one. I will create, because I'm more of a hockey guy than baseball, but I'm really hoping they get a perfect team in their hockey game. But I think that's a pipe dream for now. I think it's a ways away. I think they got to really kind of develop the baseball one first. And I know there was talks about an NFL OOTP or an NBA OOTP, but I think that's kind of off the table now too. So Stratomatic Cards and Dice, Mr. Norris, I've never played that. I wanted to as a kid, but in Canada it was unavailable. We couldn't really get it up here. Those really niche items were hard to get in Canada back in the 70s and 80s. But yeah, I've heard it's a really fun game. Yeah, I'll check my volume. It could be... Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that should be better. When I, after the break, when I refreshed my screen, it unmuted my stream, so that should be better. NFL licensing is ridiculously expensive. Yeah, most licensing is now. Football, basketball, hockey, really expensive. So yeah, it's fun reading your comments about what has kept you in the game, what's made this game your game. Because I think about how much time, streamers put in. Like, I watch EVC and the slides that he creates, that takes time. You got to find the pictures and the stats and all that other kind of stuff. And plus, he plays the game. That's countless hours that EVC is putting into enjoying the game for himself and then preparing for his streams. And same with Gorgo, with the tournaments that he enters and getting ready for his streams, and myself and all these people that stream for you in DishNet. Man, he's running himself into the ground, but doing a wonderful job in his first year as the main guy. So those of you that just play the game and are putting in hundreds and hundreds of hours, yeah, I was always curious about what's kept you here, what's kept you playing. Because there's so many distractions. You could go play NBA 23K or whatever it is. Or you could play Madden. Or you could go and play Yahtzee, with your app. So many opportunities. You want to spin the roulette wheel? There's tons of casino apps. But you guys have stuck with this one for many years. So yeah, we're a unique breed, I think. We really are. And one of the best positive, supportive communities, I think, in all of sports baseball games. You don't really see the infighting that you might see in Madden or NHL. So very cool. Yeah, I too, Cubs fan. I'm waiting for that perfect team. Oh, one other thing. If you played hockey sims in the past, EHM, Eastside Hockey Manager, prior to 2008, was the best hockey sim game I think that's ever been made. I think it even rivals the current FHM. There was a lot of things you could do on that. So yeah, I played a crap ton of that game too in the early 2000s. And then I think SI bought it out and they developed their own Eastside Manager Hockey. And then I think that became part of OOTP somehow and evolved into the FHM. But yeah, that was a very cool game. All right, guys, let's get on to some of the news. Again, new cards coming out this Thursday. They just put this on Twitter a couple hours ago. New cards and missions. And I've seen EVC. He is part of the older generation like myself and Radman and Gorgo. Maybe on the lower end of it, but he's still part of that older generation. So that's what he was referring to, EVC. I don't know what generation I am. Generation X, M, F, W, 4, 3, 2, 1. I never understood the different generations. So we've got Perfect Team coming out and new missions, new cards, which is good because we're going to get some new cards. We're not just going to get Topps Bund or Platinum 3 cards. We're going to get new cards. And that's my favorite new releases, is just completely random new cards like a 99 Tim Raines or a 85 Joe Carter. So we're going to have postseason heroes. And speaking of Joe Carter, he is my guess because we don't really have a Joe Carter card in yet. So my guess is we get a 1992-93 Joe Carter because he is a postseason hero. Maybe we see a peak Reggie Jackson. Who else? Jose Canseco? I don't know. Maybe we see. I don't think we have a big Jose Canseco in the game yet. What do you guys think? Who are the postseason heroes that I'm not coming up with? Who is the 50s? The guys that hit the home runs and the key playoff players. Yeah, I agree, EVC. This is where we get the. I don't know if it'll be a peak Reggie Jackson, but it'll be diamond or perfect Reggie Jackson. How can you not have Mr. October? You have to have him. And that's why I think we have a Joe Carter as well. Because if these cards were created last year, if these were created under the former spokesman of OOTP, he was a Blue Jays fan. And most likely he would put Joe Carter in postseason heroes. So that is coming out. Also, kind of big news, at least for me as a streamer. Starting on Thursday, every Thursday when I'm streaming, drum roll, my Thursday streams now, I will be doing a giveaway. Yes, I have got the official confirmation from OOTP that they are allowing me to do. It's not a big giveaway. It's not a lot. It's not a Gorgo giveaway, but they're allowing me to give something back to the community, and I'll announce that, and we'll have our first giveaway on my Thursday stream. So tune in Thursday, as once a week I will be doing giveaways. So planning on streaming Monday, Tuesday, Thursdays, and kind of abandoning my late Sunday stream. Let me take a look at the chat here. Kurt Gibson peak. Yes, Baumgartner was another choice that I was thinking with the Giants. Maybe a Kurt Schilling, a better Kurt Schilling. Maybe we see that. I don't think, sorry EVC, I don't think we're going to see a lot of current Dodgers as postseason heroes. Just saying. Just saying. Now, 70s and 80s Dodgers, maybe. Maybe we get a Ron Cey. Maybe we get a better Steve Yeager, Garvey, Fernando Valenzuela. Now there would be a cool high diamond card to get. Fernando, he's got to be coming soon. So yeah, I can't wait. I get more excited about this type of release than a Topps Bund or a Platinum 4 release. So yeah, save up some of your packs. Could be some good cards coming Thursday. Plus the missions. We are going to get the missions as well. So Platinum 3, they will release what those missions are and what the toppers will be. Again, Platinum 3 prices are going to go up. So I recommend, if you want to speculate, go get some of your Diamond and Gold Platinum 3 cards now off the card shop, because they're only going to go up once the missions come out. Yeah, thanks. Thank you. And that's the feedback I got from the community when I was streaming last week, is they said, can you maybe do a Monday stream instead of a late Sunday? Because I think other than myself and EVC and maybe one other person, schedule-wise, because some streamers don't schedule, they just come on whenever. But some of us use a schedule, and Monday seemed to be a down day. So I thought, yeah, I'll just switch from Sunday to Monday. So now I think every day of the week, lots of opportunity to get your packs. Remember tonight, TJ, you can get 5 more packs from him, the OOTP packs. Again, he did say he might switch to Wednesday for the baseball game. So keep an eye whether he goes tonight or Wednesday. All right, that is all the news. We didn't really get a lot of new cards. I didn't see anything on Twitter about new cards, new limited edition. The last one I saw was the, who was it? It was, might even still have it here. See if I can find it. The Gaylord Perry. The Gaylord Perry came out last week. Expensive if you want him on the card shop. Some teams are starting to use him now, and it's a mixed reaction. He is a really good elite pitcher. I don't know, EVC, if you've used him or had him on any of your theme teams, but I'm curious how this card plays out, because on paper, it looks like an elite pitcher. Very consistent lefties, righties. So yeah, I'm wondering how those that have him have used him. But I think only maybe 15 or 20 have been pulled so far. So Gaylord is the last. transactions, some of the moves over the last 24 hours, including selling both the Topps Bunts cards that I pulled in yesterday's stream. I sold it for under level 10 to give you guys, the viewers, a break. And I did win 3 diamond packs in a tournament. And when I was going through my finished tournaments, you saw that I entered a daily iron cap. Yeah, and I don't enter those. That was the only one I've entered, I think, this entire version of the game. This must be where I won my 3 diamonds. Let's take a look. What do we got? Yes, the Rocky Mountain Gladiators. Oh, it switched when I went to the gameplay? Huh. Interesting, because when the microphone should be mute or non-mute for all my different whatever. It was a glitch. We got it worked out. You guys were probably getting a coffee anyway. Or playing Yahtzee. Or on your own OOTP team. So yeah, the Gladiators entered this Iron Quick. They had 1 spot left over. And it turned out pretty well, I'd say. There were some good teams in here, including Mr. Audit. I saw that logo somewhere. There it is, the Walking Dead. So the Gladiators made it to the finals and they beat the Babies 3 games to 1. So that gave us our 3 diamond packs. Again, I don't enter those tournaments. I enter the Iron Quicks, which I know, Gorgo, yelling at a screen. Here we go. We're all full again. Because in iron tournaments, there's not a lot of options that you have. All right, let's get back and check out the main team, the Gladiators. Hey, you know, Mr. Norris, Mr. W. Norris, if that is your real name. I love, when I taught, one course I taught was film studies, and I got to make up the curriculum, and Charlie Chaplin films were part of my curriculum. I loved him as an actor of that time. City Lights, Modern Times, The Great Dictator, one of his talkie films. Yeah, so I was just giving you the Charlie Chaplin experience. Seeing if you could read lips, giving you some practice. At least that's what I'm going on record as saying. Victorola, I'm not that old. Tanky Lasor. I remember 8-tracks. Yeah, 8-tracks. Woo, those were the thing in the cars. But I don't remember the Victorola. I think my first record player was an RCA. Maybe that is a Victorola. I don't know. I'm a teenager of the late 70s, early 80s. So whatever tech, I used to go and buy records though. I remember that. Good. Even Gorgo doesn't go back that far. All right. The Rocky Mountain Gladiators are diamond. Last we checked in, they were 1-5 yesterday. And I said, hey, it's Monday. That happens on Monday. You have bad starts. Let's see where we are now. Did we improve on our 1-5 start? I think that's better. 15-19. We've improved. The question is it enough to keep us out of relegation as of right now? And the answer to that is yes. 2 games. And I have to tell you, using my strategy right now, the first 2 or 3 days, I'm always in this position. This is normal for the Gladiators. And then for some reason, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I start to creep up. And as I showed you yesterday, let's go back to the history here. We've made the playoffs 3 of the last 4 years in Diamond. 2 of these, we lost out in the finals. 1 to a great team in the Angry Unicorns. And on Sunday, we lost out to the, I can't remember, the KK, a team that's never won Diamond before. So yeah, we've had success, but we've always had bad starts. We're like the Edmonton Oilers, who always come out of the first period down 2 or 3 goals, and then they come back. So our pitching still using the 60 and 18, and I think I saw, was it on EVC stream, that he said he's trying that out. 60 pitch count, 18 batters faced. Bullet Joe Rogan is on fire. Let's take a look at Bullet Joe. He's a guy that sometimes I take out of the lineup, but he's been in for the last 3 seasons, and right now 5-1 with a .97 ERA. Still early, but he's pitching, he's pitching really well in the number 4 position. Houston and Brown, not as great, and Newhouser. Because of my ballpark, I want high movement lefties. So he is, the advice I got is working out on Newhouser with a 3.08 ERA. And then in the bullpen, let's take a look who my leader is in the bullpen. We've got Al Leiter. Al Leiter is currently with, was that 8 wins or 8 saves? Where is Leiter? 8 games started, 2.05 ERA. Win-wise, we've got Bullet Joe with 5, and then no one else even close. So the wins are pretty evenly spread out. Save-wise, Papelbon's getting the bulk of saves. He's playing really well, 189. A player that can be really inconsistent. Tug McGraw is Tug. He always falls apart for me in the playoffs. I can't believe how many late inning runs Tug has given up lately. So I got to keep an eye on him. One anomaly last year in Diamond. Don't know if you saw this stat when I showed it last week. Look at Mort Cooper's line last year in Diamond. 31 wins, 4 losses, 2 saves. And I don't think he won any, he didn't win any pitcher awards. He probably didn't have the innings to win pitcher of the year. And he didn't win the reliever award. So that's that definitely is good. Mort's always been good for me. 15-9, 17-7. He's tended to always have a record above 500. And that's only in Diamond or Gold. He didn't pitch for me in the lower leagues. So yeah, he is a pitcher that is on the card shop. If you're looking for a solid guy in the bullpen, what's he going for? 45,000. This used to be 100,000 perfect point card when it first came out. But you got to have a good outfield. You got to have good defense because he's going to give up the fly ball. So your outfielders have to have good range, good defense, and Mort Cooper should do okay. If you have lousy outfield, you probably don't want Mort Cooper. Oh, are you serious, Cubs fan? Was he 1/3 of an inning? You need 162 innings to qualify? That's got to be the Rob moment of his career. 1/3 of an inning, and he probably would have won the Cy Young. That is extremely disappointing. So yeah, that was an anomaly. I wanted to show you that for Mort Cooper. Other than that, it's the typical guys that most of us run. Vida Cooper, Kevin Brown, Roy Halladay, who doesn't really fit my ballpark because his movement's not really high enough. So therefore, his ERA is just above 4. But still, going to give him a shot. I definitely would like to get an Eddie Plank. He's the next pitcher I'd like to add. Well, guys, we do have another ad break coming up, but we will be getting into a few other things after the ad break, including some pack ripping. We'll be right back in just a few seconds. All right, I think I'm back. I should be back. Unless I'm lagging, or you're lagging, or you're not around your device right now. But yeah, I should be back. And just kind of reading over the chat during the break. MR Norris, you took the roaring 20s in high school and you made a silent film as your final project. If you haven't watched silent films, especially Charlie Chaplin, Buster Keaton, Arbuckle, you got to go watch those. They're a treat. There were some really good films back in the day. Sometimes I think talkies ruined some of those actors because they didn't really recover, because they were just in that, they used their body to create the voice. And so, yeah, and maybe, you know, Mr. Norris, that's why we are in OOTP, because we have that creativity. We like to create. We like to wrap our mind around these creative things. So cool. Glad you had some fun making a spoof of the Untouchables. What else? Gorgo, your oldest daughter's hubby inherited an old crank. Oh, good. When I started reading that, I thought you were going to say her hubby was an old crank. Okay, let's clarify that. Inherited an old crank record player. Yeah, I have an antique one from about the 1930s in a wood casing. Kind of cool. 78 records, yeah. Remember the 78s? For sure. Even the reel-to-reel tapes, I remember those from the 50s. The 8-track did suck. I agree, Radman. They sucked. The cassette, no, the vinyl, I think it was vinyl and then reel-to-reel and then 8-track, then cassette, CD, digital. I think that was the order. Oh, it's 144 innings for Cy Young. Thank you, Radman. Because if he fell short by a third of an inning, that's kind of devastating. All right, guys, it is that time. We are going to find out our 5th team in our 16 tournament bracket for the ultimate historical champion. We currently have the 1901 Boston Americans. We have a couple Mets teams from 93 and 1985 Mets. Yes, I know EVC like the 86 Mets, but they haven't played. And last time we had, I believe it was the Detroit Tigers or the Chicago White Sox. I can't remember. It was a 1966 team, I think, that made it in. So what we do is we bring up the Wheel of Destiny and we spin to find out which teams are going to be part of this. And then we go and we simulate that 1-game series. So let's give it a quick spin. The first era is going to be... Well, I get to decide the first era. We've had a lot of old teams. I'm going to go 1953 as a tribute to someone you may know. 1953 is the first era. And the second era, we are getting a modern team. 2005 plus. All right, next we gotta find out the year. So we'll bring up the hound on the wheel and we'll spin the hound. And the 1953 team is, I swear I did not fix this. So once again, as a tribute to someone in chat, we are going to go with the Cincinnati Reds of 1953. Team number 2. I think you know who that's a reference to now. And the 2005 era is going to be from 2005. There we go. Now we got to find out the teams that are going to play. And number 9. Well, we got the 53 Reds against the New York Yankees, and we are going to find out who gets home team. Are we going to flip the teams? It looks like that is going to be a no. So, the Reds will remain the away team, and the Yankees will be the home team. We go 1 game. Take off injuries, modern settings, so it is going to probably favor the Yankees a little bit. And the home team gets to host the game, of course. 1956 was the year my parents got too drunk and had me. Radman, isn't that probably why most of us are here? Don't feel bad, you're not alone. It's common. I'm sure backseat of cars or trucks, or while one was babysitting. It happens back in the 50s and 60s. Maybe that was too much information. All right, let us play ball. And we take a look at the lineups here. So from the 53 Reds, anyone seem familiar here? Wally Post, I've seen that in OOTP. Raffensperger. Otherwise, not a lot of familiar names. Frank Smith, I won a tournament card for Frank Smith. The Yankees, of course, you'll recognize these guys. A-Rod, Derek Jeter, Sheffield, Posada, Leiter, and Nomo was not on the Dodgers. He was on the Yankees in 2005. And there is Kevin Brown, a popular pitcher in OOTP. All right, Gorgo, thanks for popping in. Enjoy your coffee. I know it's coffee time. If you have a chance, pop back in later. If not, catch Gorgo Wednesday. Tomorrow, Gorgo is on at, I believe, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Go check him out and his stream. Randy Johnson is on the mound for the New York Yankees, and we want to make sure we're on computer AI. That's all good. Here we go. Big Clue. Who is Big Clue? Matsui? I don't know. Who's Big Clue? That's a nickname I haven't heard before, but I'm Canadian. I have that excuse. All right, we're going to go and tell runners in scoring position. Randy Johnson already in trouble. 1 walk, runner on third. And, oh, he gets the inside corner. 2 out. The Reds are already on the board. We got to go check that out. What happened? Bobby Adams led off the game with a walk, and then a triple by Willard Marshall scored Adams for the Reds' first run. Gus Bell at the plate. Can he cash in the run from third? No. Johnson comes in with the heat for his second strikeout of the game. Ted Kluszewski coming up. Sounds like a good Polish name. Johnson with the pitch, and that is driven into right field, scoring the Reds' second run. It is 2-0. And let me just flip off that wheel. See all the game action. Next up, Andy Semenuk. Is this the iron catcher that has all the power? Why, yes, he is. He is a must iron play in tournaments. He's up big power against a big time pitcher, and he goes down swinging. Oh, cool. There's a statue of him. Nice. Kluszewski. Did he drive in the second run? Yes, he did. A well-deserving statue. All right, let's go to runners in scoring position. We have 2 on for the Yankees in the bottom of the second. A-Rod at the plate against Column. And he goes down swinging on the outside corner. 1 down, 2 on for Gary Sheffield. Got a lot of power. He drives it to short. That is just going to be a fielder's choice and get Sheffield. Hideki Matsui. Again, a very, very good player. Except on that hit. No, the Reds get out of a jam and they have the first inning lead as we go to the bottom of the second. Runners in scoring position? No, top of the third. Reds score a couple. We're missing the runs here. What do we got here in the third? Willard Marshall singles and Jim Greengrass. What a name. Greengrass. He hits a 2-run jack that goes 392 feet in Yankee Stadium, giving the Reds a 4-0 lead. Top of the third, another run. Must have been another home run. Solo shot by Gus Bell. I don't know how old Randy Johnson was back in 2005, but he didn't have it in this game. Bell is the father of Buddy Bell. Nice, and the current grandfather of David Bell. Thanks for the history there. I'm learning something every time. We go to runners in scoring position. Nothing, but the Reds do increase the lead to 5-0. Bottom of the third. Yankees cannot get anything going. Kevin Brown on the mound now for the Yankees. He's in a bit of a jam. As the Reds score a 6th run, they are walking away with this. Jackie Collum singles and Bobby Adams hits a triple to score him. This is like the World Series of Perfect Team. Remember where Snail had a huge lead in Game 4 and then lost it? We'll see if that happens here. Runners in scoring position. Striking out. 1 away. Runner on third for Jim Greengrass. The best name in this game. He hits a shot to center field and drops. The center fielder just stood and watched it. And that is going to score run number 7. As we head to the bottom of the fourth, Yankees at the plate. They can't get anything going. Top of 5. Again, the Reds just dominating this game. Runners on first and second. Grady Hatton at the plate. Kevin Brown on the mound. Nobody out. And this one's driven deep, and that is gone. As Dishnet would say, ball go far. A 3-run jack for Gorgo's Reds, and no mercy rule in baseball, just like there's no crying in baseball. 10-0. The game must continue. Bottom of 5, nothing for the Yankees. They only have 3 hits with Jeter, Cano, Rodriguez. Now we go to the top of 6. And that is an easy first out. We'll go to runners in scoring position. The Reds are threatening. 2 out. First and third. Andy Semenuk. Oh, and the ball gets away from Posada. That is going to score the 11th run. Double digits. Do we have a baker's dozen coming up? Semenuk still at the plate, and he drives that to short. Easy play for Jeter. Mercifully retires the Reds. We go to bottom of 6, and the Yankees have something going. Runners at first and third. 2 out. Sheffield. Can he get them closer into the game? Nope. Weak pop up to short. That retires the side. Top of 7. Reds. McMillan on second. Bobby Adams at the plate. Here comes the pitch. He watches it go right down the middle, and the Yankees go to the bottom of the 7th. No singing here. Take me out to the ball game. Cracker Jacks. Okay, we're back. Runners in scoring position. Nothing for the Yankees. Top of 8. Go to bottom of 8. Only 5 hits for the Yankees. They've got to get something going here. And they can't. Top of 9. It's a formality. We go to bottom of 9. We'll play it out. Robinson, Cano. Could he start the biggest comeback in baseball OOTP history? At least in this stream. 1 out, A-Rod at the plate. He hits it to center field. 2005, is that when he was seeing Madonna? Go home to Madonna, A-Rod. And Gary Sheffield, 2 out. Last hope, he hits it down the line to right field. And the Reds are like, come on, why are you making us keep on playing? It's all but over. Mitsui at the plate. He takes a walk. If there ever was going to be a comeback with 2 outs, this could be the start. Jason Giambi. Come on. Hit a home run. He takes a walk. The Reds. Hud Judson. 1 2/3 inning, 2 walks. Jorge Posada, the number 7 hitter at the plate. He hits it down to center field, and that is going to retire the side. And there we have it. Gorgos, 1953. It must have been a good year, 1953. The Reds take the 2005 Yankees. I would have definitely not bet on the Reds. Not with that Yankee lineup. So let's take a quick peek at the box score. Randy Johnson only went 2 innings, gave up 5 hits, 4 earned runs, including a homer. And for the Reds, Column went 7 strong innings, giving up 5 hits. And Judson came in only giving up the 1 hit and 2 walks. Jackie Column was your player of the game. The Yankees, little bit of credit to Cano and Sheffield. They tried their darndest, but they were only 2 of 4 hitters to collect at least 1 hit. Only 2 walks for the Yankees, Matsui and Giambi. And for the Reds, everyone hit except for the catcher Semenuk. 3 hits for Klaczewski. Let's put up a statue for him. And many players with multiple hits. Greengrass hit a homer in the 3rd. Bell with a homer in the 3rd. And Hatton hit a homer off Kevin Brown in the 5th. So we have our 5th team to enter the team of destiny, the 1953 Reds. All right, cool. Before we get to our Jim Unknown Blue Jays and we see how they're doing in Diamond, I don't think they're doing that well. That's just a guess. They probably shouldn't be in Diamond. Want to go back and do a little bit with our Get in the Game franchise. Yes, where you can get in the game. All right, we are in August 1st. And again, we have, for those of you that are new to the stream, we do have some players in the game. Some of you guys. And let me know in chat if you're actually on stream today, so I can focus on your player a little more. Pug Bailey, Rocco Saltamaki, Ryan, not Ryan, Ryan. Maybe it's offspring. Bob the Vacuum Dyson, Doc Gidge, Lee Sitch, Tony Meow, and Slambino Jr., and then Bob Renault, who again is in a slump. These were the user-created players for the beginning of the game for inaugural draft, and you can get in the game in the first amateur draft. And I will put those up, a link to that during the next break. And yes, we do have some pitchers. Pug Bailey is a two-way player. Slambino Jr., a two-way player. And Ranger Robin and Nick Sharman are in the game. So let's take a look at Nick. Strong ratings. Control a little bit weak. I don't know who this might remind you of in real life. 3 really good pitches, and he's working on a screwball. 21-year-old Nick Sharman from Edmonton, Alberta. And no, this is not my created team. And pitching stats, 12-8 with 2 saves. Back then, yeah, pitchers just pitched everywhere. A 2.9 WAR. And he was drafted in the 2nd round. They drafted in the 2nd round. Good. Next we have Ranger Robin from Denver, Colorado. Got a lot of development to do. He is 20 years old. And again, pretty good stamina. Looks like he is going to be a stud as a pitcher. Right now, he is 9-7 in AAA and 2-1 in the majors. So he's got called up recently to the Chicago White Sox. He's on projection to be a 5-star player. Slambino already is 5-star, although he's got really weird levels here. Hey, RB, Ranger Robin, there you go. Yeah, you're gonna be a player to be reckoned with on Chicago. Is that the Cubs? No, it's the White Sox. Slambino, yeah, that is weird for a batter, but again, he's a two-way player. So his strength is in his pitching, and he is 6-6 on the Reds. Hitting wise, doing good, 377 with the Reds, which I would not have expected with ratings like that. Really good contact and eye though. So probably a lot of singles and a lot of walks. Let's see if that's the case. 16 walks, yeah, 40 hits. Few extra bases, no home runs. Yeah, I guess that makes sense with those ratings. All right, before we take a look at those other ones, let's sim another month ahead. Hey, PJ, Slambino Jr. Except Slambino Jr. doesn't have a home run yet. He's got no slams. Maybe we should call him Babip Bino Jr. And where are we? We are in September. Let's go. I'm just trying to get something spooky out to for you. I'm just trying to get something. I'm just trying to get something spooky out to for you. I'm just trying to get something. he's got a cool mustache, so that makes sense. Again, two-way player. Let's see how he finished the year. He finished in Cincinnati with a average of 333, a 2.7 WAR, and as a pitcher, he went 7-8, almost a 4 ERA with a .8 WAR. So successful start. Did he win any awards? Congratulations, Slambino. In AAA, you pitched a no-hitter back in June. That probably got you called up. And at one point, you were the number 5 prospect in the league. You even ended a hitting streak, or your hitting streak ended at 20 games. So that is a look at Slambino. No awards in his first season. Next, Bob Renault. No, you're Tony Meow. We haven't gone over him yet. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. I think Johnny, who thought he had the worst created player, I think you'll be surprised. We'll get to the cat in a bit. Now we've got the Bambino, not Babe Ruth, but we've got Bob Renault, one of the older created players, 24 years old. And don't have a city of birth from him. I need a city of birth for Bob. I missed that one. He is on the Senators. And again, he is a hitter. His batting stats for the year, 279, 98 RBIs, a 1.4 WAR. And he, in April, was the 22nd prospect rated in the league. Good outfield arm. Nothing spectacular for the Bambino. See how he progresses. The cat. Cat Daddy. Tony Cat Daddy Meow. He is a hitter, a catcher, and an outfielder. A unique combination with a lot of speed. And the cat, Big Daddy, was in AAA but got called up after 44 games and now is in the majors. He hit 306 in AAA and 272 in his first half season in Brooklyn. Progressing a little bit, still has a little bit of room in contact and in avoid Ks. How did he do with his stealing? 14 stolen bases, 2 caught stealing, and then when he was called up, 20 and 13 with a 2.7 WAR. So that is the cat. All right, we're going off to our next break. We will be back to finish up looking at our created players. We'll see you guys in a minute and a half. All right, we are back after the break, and we'll get back to get in the game in just a little bit. If you want to be in the game and create your own player, I left the links during the break. I'll put one more there. I'm not sure if they cut them out or don't put them in during the break, but there it is. Fill out the Google form, and Thursday we will do the amateur draft and see where your created player ends up. Will you play with the cat? Will you play with Mr. Renault? Or will you play with Tony Lee Sitch? We will find out. Thank you guys for all of you that have followed me over the last little bit in the last hour. Ameriquan10, thank you so much for the follow. Every follow means so much as a new streamer. Tracy Bumps. Okay, thank you for the follow as well. A Normal Topaz, thank you so much. And a beautiful name for the graphic there, GT Sundown. Almost looks like a sunset coming down on your name. Thank you for the follow too. Always great to have you guys here. A few others to mention. Neo Marger, I hope I pronounced that right. And Bahooters. We got a Tracy Bumps and a Bahooters. This is an OOTP baseball stream. Just saying. Thank you guys so much for the follow. And every Monday, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday at about this time is when I stream. Get those free packs on OOTP. All right, let us get back into the game. Finish taking a look at some of these players. LiQWYD, the New York Giants LiQWYD. He was named the 10th prospect back in April at the beginning of the season. He did win a Player of the Week award. Cool. And his best game was going 5 for 6 against the Cincinnati Reds in mid-September. So it looks like he's almost fully developed here, a little bit more with the eye, a little bit more with a Void K, a pole hitter, a fly ball hitter, 4-star player right now, and maybe our oldest player. He's almost turning 26. Not a lot of speed, can play the outfield decently, and is only a one-way player. He hit .306 this year, played the full season in New York, and ended up with a 2.5 WAR. So I'd say that's a pretty successful year for LiQWYD. Next we have Poppy, Doc Gidge. Doc Gidge is a really good multi-dimensional player. First base and left field are kind of his priorities. 23 years old, from Birmingham, Alabama. Contact still developing, home run power developing, and he had a really good year. Played the entire year with the Phillies. 6 WAR. That may be our best WAR of all the players so far. Only 7 home runs, only 71 RBIs, but almost 200 hits for Mr. Doc Gidge. He won 1 Player of the Week award, and at the beginning of the season was the 25th rated prospect. The Vacuum, Bob the Vacuum Dyson from Brooklyn. Brooklyn Robbins. He was born in Cocoa Beach, Florida. So making his way up the East Coast. Really good contact, still developing. And home run power, a little bit more to develop there. Same with the eye and avoid Ks. Again, he is a one-way player. Third baseman is his specialty. His fielding stats, 8.9, 0 rating. Really good as a defender. Batting stats, 294. So almost broke that 300 mark. 13 home runs, 109 RBIs. And in terms of his history, was the 8th ranked player in April, and twice has been named the Player of the Week. So again, for a rookie, pretty good. Ryne Sandberg out of Columbus, Indiana. He is a catcher, and is he a two-way? Yes, he is. He can pitch a little bit, but he's got a lot of time to develop. Contact developed at 89, home run power at 78. As a 20-year-old, he looks like he's going to be a fantastic player. 303 average, 3.6 WAR, and in the field, a 3.1 zone rating. So Ryne Sandberg, a catcher for the Boston Red Sox. His history, 1 Player of the Week award, and he went 5 for 6 against the Browns back in August. Nope, not yet, Johnny Ferry. That was just the break. I can't just go over 3 players. Got to go through all of them. The hardest name to pronounce, Rocco Salto Machiavellini. His font size on his jersey is extremely small. He is a catcher and a really good defensive catcher. Really good, with a lot of speed. He can catch, and he's fast. Not going to give you much in terms of hitting. He hit .310 in Philadelphia, which again is shocking that he hit that well. A 4.0 WAR. With his catching ability, yeah, 8.6 zone rating, and I expect he'll probably win a gold glove. He was the player of the week once this season, and he moved up from the 70th prospect to the 25th prospect. So he is progressing extremely well. Ranger Robin, we looked at this one earlier, but we'll take another look at the end of the season. And Ranger is 20 years old. He just turned 20 years old, and look at that development. He's got a long way to go. We're using the OOTP engine, so he could be a boom or a bust. But if he's a boom, he's going to do really well. He's a gifted player with leadership abilities and recognized for his work ethic. That's going to help his development. And his teammates have great respect for him in Chicago. So he is a pitcher and got some hitting ability as well. Looks like he's in a relief pitcher role right now. His stats, he's only been in Chicago for the last part of the season. He was called up from AAA, so he hasn't had a lot of game action. He's only played in 12 games. Ranger Robin, let's see where they have you in... I forgot what team you're on. Chicago White Sox. Ranger, they have you as long relief and emergency starter. So that was your role at the end of the season. History-wise, you had a 7-hit shutout in AAA, and at the beginning of the year, you were the #1 rated prospect, which kind of makes sense with that development ability. So I expect to see you as a #1 or 2 pitcher very, very soon. Next, we've got Nick Charman. A quick look back at him. Nick is a two-way player, primarily a pitcher for the Brooklyn Robins from Edmonton, Alberta. Batting stats showing none. Doesn't look like they had him doing any batting. And 19 and 11 with the Brooklyn Robins. Sorry, Ranger Robin, you didn't end up on the Robins. He pitched a 7-hit shutout back in July and a 4-hit shutout against the Reds in August. No awards for Mr. Sharman yet. And finally, we have Pug Bailey. Pug is on the New York Yankees, and he is a two-way player, primarily a pitcher, but he can hit from Birmingham, England. He's come over across the pond to play. Batting stats, .263. With New York, looks like he's been here all season. 1.5 WAR. In the field, he's not going to hurt you too much when he plays in the field, but as a pitcher, he is 20 and 16, 5.5 WAR, and 119 strikeouts for Mr. Pug Bailey. Pitched a 7-hit shutout against the Senators, a 4-hit shutout against Cleveland. He has a Pitcher of the Month award. Congratulations, our only monthly award winner, and a 6-hit shutout against the Athletics. All right, that is a look at the end of the season. Let's just go take a look at our prospects. I know some of them might have graduated because they've played a full season now. So it doesn't look like any of you are on the batter prospects. Sandy Koufax, the #2 rated pitcher. He's in the game as a 19-year-old. Liam Hendricks, Carlos Marmol, Orozco. Yeah, looks like you guys have all graduated. Let's see. Where we are here. Well, we're not going to go through each of the teams. I thought there was a top players report. Prospects. Oh, don't see that. All right, so that ends our first season. Again, we do have the playoffs that we will sim through next day. We'll look at the award winners, see if any of our players got an award, and then we will go ahead and do the amateur draft, the first year player draft. And that's where I will import your created player. If you filled out that form, you will be in the game on Thursday. Thanks again, all of you that are participating. It makes this so much more fun if I can kind of look in on some of those players. All of you are doing extremely well so far with your team, but we need to go and look at our second team. The Jim Unknown Blue Jays, who somehow made it up to Diamond in a very quick fashion. And yes, on Gorgo's advice, we're going to make sure we get in a couple bronze tournaments. There we go. So 90 packs, we ended off yesterday with the Blue Jays at 80 packs. So we've gained 10 packs over the last 24 hours. We will take a look at them. I'm only going to open packs on the Blue Jays today, and then I'll open a bunch with the Gladiators on Thursday because we are kind of running out of time here. I'm guessing they're in relegation. They don't have the same team the Gladiators do. Where are the Jim Unknown Blue Jays? Well, much better than I thought. 16-9. And they are one game. Look how close that is. It's still early, but there's only 3 games between half the teams in the league. 3-game differential. We are using the 18-16 approach here, and it's working okay. Again, our pitchers, our starters, really good ERA, except for Sid Fernandez. We're going to move him out. And Jim McCormick, congratulations. You get to go in, but we got to make sure we change your strategy as a starter. And that looks good. That looks good. Jim McCormick. 18 batters faced. Yep, there we go. And Sid, you are going to be in middle relief as a opener. No, as a long reliever. In fact, I think you're more of a specialist. Nope, we'll keep you there. Yep, I like that. And one of the anomalies from this team from last year, can't remember who it is. Was it Matzenberger? Look at that. In gold last year, 25 wins, 3 losses, but a 5.26 ERA. Didn't quite make the Cy Young threshold of 160 innings and was a negative WAR. 25 wins. Crazy game sometimes. The Keurig Wars. Gorgo, you need to get a Nespresso. Much better coffee than a Keurig. Nespresso. Oh, if you've never tried Nespresso, go to a Nespresso boutique in Cincinnati. They give free samples. Try it out. You're going to love it compared to that Keurig. But hey, if that does a trick for you, great. So yeah, this is a pitcher that had a really weird season last season. This season, he is 5-2. So again, he's got most wins on the team. Like a guy that most teams wouldn't have on their roster. I don't get it. In a season and a bit, he's got 30 wins. And before that, he was 15-3. Look at his record. He's 72-13 overall. maybe go get yourself a Matzenberger for your bullpen, because this is diamond and gold that he's played in. $12,000, a little bit pricey, but there's proof that he is pitching really well. Maybe not WAR-wise, maybe not ERA-wise, but for some reason, he's picking up the wins. Our hitters on the Jim Unknown Blue Jays, we're going to give a shout out to Pop Lloyd, our best WAR. He is hitting .319. Roy Parnell, .287. And then we have some duds, Joe Tinker. And then some of our bench players. Grote and Stott, you're the first to go. I meant to take you out last time, but forgot. Yeah, they got to be replaced real quick. Mission-wise, there we go. Few things to work on. And overall league, the Edders Patriots, best league record. And this is the team, the 9th Plantno Sentinels are the team the Gladiators beat in the semifinals in Diamond on Sunday. So they're now in the Blue Jays. And of course, we've got, this is the league. I think it's the league. Yeah, it is the league. I'm pretty sure it's the league with Mr. Audit's teams. Where are they? Or are they in the Gladiators? Maybe they're in the Gladiators. I can't seem to see his... Yeah, they must be in the Gladiator League. All right, well, let's end off the stream with some pack opening. Again, kind of waiting for those new cards to come out on Thursday. I think there's going to be some good home run guys. Hopefully they'll have the eye as well. Joe Carter, Reggie Jackson, Madison Baumgartner, Kurt Gibson, all players that we're speculating might be in packs, and you'll probably need those for the Platinum 3 missions that they will announce too. So once again, if you don't have Platinum 3 Gold or Diamond, you might want to go to the card shop and see if you can pick some of them up cheap, because prices are probably going to double once missions are released. Like I always like to do, let's take a quick peek at how many players are above 400,000. Usual suspects, Ernie Banks, the most gouged card right now, 2.4 million. Yes, there's only 25 of them, but really, 200,000 is the average. So it's someone that wants to show off the card and not really sell it, but just kind of wants to say, hey, I have an Ernie Banks. I don't want to sell it, but I'm going to list it for $2.5 million. Andy Bennis, I would much rather prefer an Andy Bennis for 400,000. Again, it's more than twice the last 10, so it's probably priced a little bit high, but limited to 25. The top bunts, 550 average, someone's going for the home run, going for the gouge, trying to take advantage of a completionist who's trying to finish off the missions. So that is on the card shop. Andrew Jones is a tournament card, priced reasonably for the last 10 value. Pujols is always going to be high now because you can't pull him in packs anymore. Going for twice the League 10. I think if you put a buy order in of 600,000, you might get him, but I don't think a lot of these people are going to let him go. I think they're going to hold on to him. Another top bunt card, more than twice the league value. These will drop like a stone. Once the missions are done, you'll get these cards for probably under 100,000. The perfect ones. You've been so tempted to buy that Keith Hernandez. Yeah, sometimes we're willing to overpay for players we really like and grew up watching. Look at Babe Ruth. He's come down. He's 1.5 million. Someone's only willing to pay 300, and the league average is 1.2. He will come down as well. He's going to be weird because once Platinum 3 ends in about 3 weeks or 4 weeks, I think beginning of December, you won't be able to get him in packs anymore. So his price might go up because the supply will drop. But by December, there's going to be a lot more cards in the game. New cards, probably more meta cards. Maybe even better than Babe Ruth. So his price will probably come down. So my guess is if you wait it out, by the end of December, you'll probably get him for 500,000, maybe cheaper. That's my prediction. So those are the players in the game right now, and let's just take a look at Keith Hernandez. That is a really good price. 2 of them are on the market. They're undercutting each other, and they'll probably continue to do that. I bet you if you put a buy order in for 99,000, you'd probably get him. Maybe even start at 85,000. He probably wouldn't play on the Gladiators. He'd probably play on the Blue Jays. But if it's a card you like, it's a limited card. If you're a collector, that price has come way down. Wow, I didn't even notice. It was always in that 200,000 range. The moment has come. We have come to the pack opening. I'd love to get a diamond, a perfect, as the autumn leaves fall and the snow starts to hit Canada. Let's go into our pack opening for today's episode. All right, bring the hound vibes, bring the barks, bring the growls, whatever might work. We are going to open about 40 packs today. We'll see what we get. Let's start ripping. Remember, I do get 3 timeouts, which always seem to help. And we start off with our first faceless player. You know it's a bad start when you get the faceless live cards. Yes, EVC, that is a great price on Keith Hernandez. If you're running a theme team where he could fit in, it's half of what he was going for. And there's 2 of them on the market, which is even crazier. If I had that much, what do I got? I've got 62,000. That won't get me. But if I had 100,000, I'd put in an order for him. I think that's a good value, especially if they use those emissions at some point. And when I thought it couldn't get worse, not only 1 faceless player, but 2. At least one's a silver. Our first Platinum 3 card, don't have it yet. I will keep that one with the missions coming out on Thursday. And just because, let's put him on the market. I've got him already. Who doesn't want a pitcher with 32 stuff? Right? Maybe you have a theme team of all players under 40 stuff. And you're going, I need Art Herring. Well, here you go. Art Herring for 28. Part of the red mission. Red is in red alert, red alert. He's got low stuff. That'd be a good theme team. I wonder how successful that would be. All pitchers under 40 stuff. EVC, you're still bidding to get the limited edition Pujols. Good luck. Price has gone way up on that. A couple weeks ago, when he was still in packs, he was much cheaper. Juan Berenger. I have him already. He's part of the Papelbon Silver mission. Lowest price is 1,000. You get the Costco special, $7.97. Because all prices at Costco that end in 97 are priced to clear. Juan Berenger, cheap on the market. And Expo, one of my favorite teams. I hope they get a team back at some point. OOTP, are you trolling me? Really? Another Art Herring? I'm going to undercut myself. There we go. We got him on for 27. I swear, if I get a third Art Herring, there's going to be chaos in Canada. Live players. And you know what that means? It's time for our timeout. And it comes at a good time because we are on our last ad break. One more ad break coming up to thank the sponsors for letting us stream and giving us free packs. I'll be back in just a few seconds for our last segment. All right, we are back. We're going to rip some more packs. Again, I wanted to rip 40 in total to get down to kind of that 50 pack total. And then again, more on Thursday. So got about 30 more to go to end off the stream. Thank you guys for hanging in and watching me pull all these faceless players. Amos Otis, really good bronze player. If you're just starting and putting together a bronze team, get yourself Amos Otis. He will do well for you in bronze tournaments. Quincy Troop, again, if you're completing the missions and you need a Quincy, he is on the market for 33, way under the league value. Nothing much there. Still no gold, still no diamond, although I didn't have much success with the Blue Jays last time. Thank you, Tycho78, for the follow a half hour ago. Thank you for tuning in. Big thank you. Hope you're enjoying OOTP. Jackie May, a nice silver historical. Part of the Rebirth Pitchers mission. I will keep that one. Well, that's a pretty screen. A gold sandwiched between two historicals. And Mr. Perez, not a duplicate, so I will keep you. I thought that was Herman again. Oh, Art. Gold number 2 is a Chris Sale. We'll keep that one as we fly through another 15 packs or so. Live. Already called one time out and don't need to call the other one yet because we have a double gold. Beautiful look. Can we get a nice Platinum 3? There we go. Our first really good card on stream today. And that will go along with a nice Mark Canha, who's going to go for minimum. He's already going for minimum. So we're going to quick sell that one. And Johnny Schmitz, a Cub. Not sure if Cubs fan recognizes this player. Probably does. But we'll keep for the missions that come out on Thursday. Nice left-handed starter with good movement. He will play in certain ballparks. More live. A couple silver live. Keep on rolling through. Okay, I'm not liking the looks of this, but I am liking the looks of that. All right, what do we got? Let's start with the gold. Our gold is Pete Alonso. EVC would be very familiar with him. And our diamond, could it be a limited card? I have not pulled a limited card in this version of the game. Let's see what we got. There you go, EVC. 2 theme team cards, a Pete Alonso with the Mets and a Don Newcomb for the Dodgers. Alonso we're going to sell because it's a duplicate. Part of 4 missions. He's going for 3,700 and there's a buy order for 2,100. He is a popular card, so I will put him just above the bidder there. So if you want him and are willing to pay 1 more perfect point, he is listed. And Don Newcomb, a great 2-way player, selling for about 15,000, so pretty decent. I'm happy with that. Part of 2 missions, 1 I've completed, Kevin Brown, and part of the Brooks Perfect mission, which probably doesn't make a difference because I have Brooks, or I don't on this team, but I can't get the silver part. So inconsequential, maybe he'll be part of a future mission. I will keep him. So finally got a good couple of cards. A good gold platinum 3, a good historical diamond, another platinum 3, a silver 1. Really good movement. Yeah, he's doing well for you. Do you think that he can play in diamond though, EVC? Is he on an diamond team, or is he a little bit lower? Because on this team, the Blue Jays, I'm willing to try him out if you think he can play in diamond. Another gold, and here we go, diamond number 2. I'm probably due for a live, so let's find out. It is Joe Jimenez, a duplicate going for minimum. So on the card shop, if you need Jimenez, part of a couple missions, I believe. So I'm happy with the limited number of packs that we're pulling today. Pulled a couple diamonds, a bunch of gold, including a couple more gold. In with a mini Minoso, build a legend. Where do we start? Let's start at the top this time. Johnny Bench, a Gorgo fan favorite. Gorgo, one of his favorite players was Johnny Bench, going with a Jeffrey Springs, who is on for minimum and part of a couple missions. Johnny Bench is part of a couple missions, Tug McGraw and CC3, so I need to keep that one. Mini, though, I can put up. He's a duplicate. 55 is the average. 44 is what you can have him for. 4 more packs. I'm really happy with the pulls today. Did not pull a perfect, but did pull some really good cards that will help for missions. I think a perfect will come on Thursday. During our first Thursday will be our first giveaway, so make sure you tune in then. Let's do a quick check if I did complete any missions. Nothing with those pulls, so nothing we can cash in. We're left with 50 packs, 63,000 perfect points, and a long day of streaming. Long couple days of streaming because I was on yesterday. So I am back on Thursday at 11 Mountain, 1 p.m. Eastern. Remember, DishNet is on this Thursday with the new cards. TJ is on tonight or tomorrow. And the NHL guys are on Wednesday nights as well. Thursday again, my first giveaway. Come back then, get entered in that, and hopefully you can win something from OOTP. Thank you guys so much for everyone that subscribed. Tycho78, Sundown, Bahooters, A Normal, Topaz, Neoja Marie. There were a few others as well. Aquamarine, Tracy Bump, all you guys, thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed the content, trying to improve every day. Be nice to yourself and to someone else today. It is a great day for baseball, except where I am because we got snow. But it's a great day for baseball. Thanks for tuning in. Thursday, hope to see you back, 1 p.m. Eastern. Have a wonderful day. Go play some OOTP. See you next episode.